Okay, so first of all, today's my birthday. I'm turning 44. Just kidding, I'm turning 25, but you probably believed me. So because it's my birthday, give me that thumbs up, girl, okay? I just watched the Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus in it, and we need to talk about this. Because I have a lot of thoughts, good and bad. Like I always say, I'm gonna be 100% honest, so if you don't agree with me, please don't take offense. It's nothing personal, it's just my opinion. The first half of this video will be spoiler free, and the second half will have spoilers. So I'm warning you now, later on in the video when I say spoiler warning, from that point on will be the spoiler section of this video, okay? I have watched most of the past seasons of Black Mirror. I think it's a great show. I love the technological twistedness of it. It just kind of shows us like, girl, you're heading down the wrong path, okay? So this morning when I saw that the new season was out, I was like, okay, I have to watch Miley first. I'm sorry, I'll watch the other ones later. This episode is called Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2. And basically the plot, spoiler-free version, is there's a pop star named Ashley 2, played by Miley, and she's huge. She's like K-pop level, like up there with the top artists, and she releases this little robotic doll, kind of. It's like an AI in a tiny little Apple looking device with a pink wig, of course, and basically this fan of Ashley 2 buys this doll, and that's all I can tell you about the plot without giving anything away. So let's talk about other aspects of this right now until the spoiler part, like the acting, the costumes, the pace, all that stuff, and then we will get into spoiler territory later on in the video. So first of all, the acting. Miley Cyrus. This was a very new experimental role for her, I feel. I think that she was really, really good when she had to be emotional in the scenes. Her crying is on point. I think it's great. Now, when it comes to just simple dialogue, I feel like she lacks a bit. It comes off as a little scripted and a little robotic, which is kind of weird because it's about technology. She wasn't bad at all. I just feel like she could improve when it comes to just simple dialogue lines, you know. When it came to comedic stuff, I thought that she was really funny. Some jokes came off as a little Disney Channel, just because I used to watch Hannah Montana all the time. Like when she's being funny, it just kind of brings me back, you know? But some of those jokes, she slayed. Now, the woman who played her manager, Susan Porfar, I'm on IMDb right now. She was good. I felt like she took on the role. And I can't give anything away, but I feel like she really did that role good. I can't really say anything until the spoiler part. So, the insecure main girl, played by Anjori Rice. I'm not laughing at her name, I'm not. I feel like she did a great job playing an insecure teenager. We've all been there, and I was like, okay, this is relatable. She's like really insecure, she has no friends, and all she has is a little robot doll that she talks to. And I thought that she really served me that awkward teenager essence, you know? And then the sister, Madison Davenport, she was the perfect angsty, kind of angry sister, and she reminded me so much of Jenna Malone. I think that's her name, from Stepmom, Hunger Games 2 and 3. She was like a mini me of her. It was great. Now, Miley's costumes, I thought were amazing. They were very, very, very K-pop. She had like a little purple bob and kind of just like very shiny pop star clothing. And it made total sense to me because K-pop fans are like the most devoted fans in the world. They stan. And so it made sense that she was this huge, massive pop star because she had that K-pop look, but like an American version, you get me? Now y'all, the design of the little robot doll Miley Cyrus thing was so cute. I legit want one. I'm a doll collector, and it wasn't really a doll, it was more like a little animatronic robot, but I want one. It was so Apple, and the arms flapping like that, so cute, little hair and little eyes up. And I'm pretty sure it was like mainly a CGI character when it was moving around, and if it was, I don't know if it was for sure, but if it was, it looked good. It looked real like 90% of the time. There was a few shots that were like, okay, that looks kind of like TV special effects, but most of it looked like movie level special effects. I was really impressed. I feel like the pacing of the story was good for most of it until the end. The end felt a little rushed and kind of weird, but I'll talk about that in a second. Now, overall, did I love it? No, but did I like it a lot? Yes, I did. I liked it, okay? I'm gonna talk more about some of my complaints in the spoiler section of this video, but overall, I felt like it was a very fun, very comedic and dark episode. It really did combine the comedicness and the darkness really nicely most of the time. I think I would give it about 7.5 Reginas, Regina's my dog, so she's gonna be my my rating scale, whatever it's called. So yeah, 7.5 Regina's. I feel like it was great, but it could have been better. So now it is time for spoilers, okay? So if you have not seen the episode, don't watch this part unless if you want to be spoiled. So this episode was kind of like Hannah Montana gone wrong. Basically, Miley is a pop star, yes, but she hates it. Her manager slash aunt, who's evil, has been drugging her literally with hallucinogens to keep her on the money-making path, because Ashley too wants to write like rock music about angstiness and like real singer-songwriter stuff, you know? And it was really creepy that they were drugging her, because I felt like it was too realistic. I was like, oh my God. There have been a lot of rumors about pop stars either being brainwashed or drugged into literally making money for people. Like, it's just gross. So the fact that they put that in there really creeped me out in a good way. I was like, okay, ooh, I like this because this feels real, okay? So anyways, the insecure girl gets this doll, right? And the doll is like a living person. It has Ashley 2's full brain literally in it. Well, not like the brain, but like it has her transferred into it. So it has her full mind, but there's a limiter on the brain so that the doll can only use like the interview part of the brain, like the polite part, which I thought was a little convenient. It was like, okay, that's just kind of simple. It's fine though. Anyways, the doll tries to get this girl out of her shell and kind of like turns her into Ashley 2 with like a wig and everything, and she performs at her talent show, which was so cringy in a good way. It was supposed to be cringy, and I was like, oh my God, oh. She fell, someone help her. So anyways, fast forward, Ashley 2 has not been taking her pills secretly. She's been hiding them in like a little compartment, and no one knows, but she's just kind of like in her mind going off the path of pop star. And so of course the manager finds out, gives her all the pills, and somehow puts her into a chemical coma. I don't know if that's a real thing. Doctors, please let me know if it is, because it didn't sound that legit to me. I was like, a chemical coma? Like, what's a chemical coma? I know that there's like induced comas where like the doctors put you under. Is that a chemical coma? I don't know. But anyways, they put her into a coma, and I was like snatched. I was like, okay, yes, this is so good, this is so good. And then 6 months later, she's still in the coma, and they put this helmet thing on her that can read her brain waves, and in her sleep she's apparently making music. So they're still profiting off of her. And to me, that kind of took the whole realistic factor away from it. It just kind of went into fantasy land, because it literally showed them taking what she was thinking, which was like screaming thoughts, like, "Mah!" And then they just like instantly in like 2 seconds turn it into a pop song. And I was like, okay, girl, that takes time, calm down. It went a little too unrealistic for me, you know? And so that's where I was just kind of like, that's a little, you know? Anyways, the two sisters, like the fan and then the sister, they somehow unlock the doll's full brain, not just a little percent of it, the full brain, and the doll starts cursing and it's like, get that out of my head! And it's like full Hannah Montana voice, like, you know, when like Miley used to joke like that, but with cursing. So I kind of lived for it. I was kind of like, okay, this is like this is like Hannah Montana gone crazy, and I kind of love it. So that was great. So because the doll had the full brain potential now, it kind of knew like everything about Miley, like her address and everything. So it led the two girls to Miley's actual body, where the doll kind of unplugged her to like kill her, but it actually woke her up somehow. I don't know how. When the doll wrapped herself in the cord to pull it out, that was the cutest little animation I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, they wake her up, and it turns out that the manager is revealing this new hologram of Miley, like a giant hologram that can perform as her so that she doesn't need her anymore. And while she's revealing it, Miley and the two girls get in the car and they're like racing to that theater, and that whole sequence felt so Disney Channel to me. Like the jokes in the sequence were so bad, and the way that they were rushing just literally reminded me of the scene in the Hannah Montana movie. I know I keep saying it, but it just reminded me of it so much. When Miley and her assistant are like in the limo, like driving away from the paparazzi, and it's just like that scene was messy to me. Anyways, they get there, Miley reveals herself that she's still alive and she's awake, and during the end credits, Miley's in like a bar singing the songs that she's always wanted to sing, and it was already kind of cringy, but then the excuse me, cringiest part of it was that the kind of rebellious sister was in the band with her, and it just felt way too cliche and like it was just too cringy for me, okay? So yeah, other than the last like 15 minutes, I really liked this episode. I thought it was so good, but the last part just kind of brought it down for me. So yes, 7.5 Reginas. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments below. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts. By the way, tomorrow night I am reviewing Dark Phoenix. I'm so excited to see it, so stay tuned for that. Remember to subscribe because I'm not a movie critic, but I love movies. Bye, y'all.